ElectraCast.
Welcome to the Congressional Record Daily Digest, where we bring you all the previous day's U.S. legislative proceedings in 4 minutes or less. In today's episode, we bring you the Congressional Record for August 4th, 2026.
The Senate introduced 19 bills and 3 resolutions covering education, healthcare, retirement benefits, and government operations. Several measures advanced through committee, including legislation to establish a national post-secondary student data system, strengthen protections for personal health information, modernize railroad retirement administration, preserve key functions within the Department of Education, and clarify rules governing state-based education loan programs. These proposals now move one step closer to consideration by the full Senate. Among the day's legislative victories was Senate passage of a resolution recognizing the 80th anniversary of the Fulbright program, honoring one of the nation's longest-running international educational exchange programs, and the students, educators, and researchers who have participated in it around the world. The Senate also passed the Accelerating Access to Critical Therapies for ALS Reauthorization Act, extending the program through fiscal year 2031. The legislation continues federal support for developing new treatments for people living with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, benefiting patients, medical researchers, and healthcare providers working to combat the disease. Lawmakers also approved the National Plan for Epilepsy Act, establishing a coordinated national strategy for epilepsy research. The measure is designed to improve collaboration among federal agencies and researchers, with the goal of advancing treatments and improving care for millions of Americans affected by epilepsy. The Senate continued consideration of the African Growth and Opportunity Act Extension Act, which would extend duty-free trade benefits for eligible African countries while continuing customs user fees. Although no final vote was taken, senators agreed to continue debate, signaling that international trade and economic policy remain a priority. The chamber also continued work on executive branch appointments by scheduling procedural votes on the nomination of Erica Schwartz to serve as director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. In addition, Senator Ben Ray Lujan was appointed to the Board of Trustees of the Institute of American Indian and Alaska Native Culture and Arts Development. Beyond the Senate floor, committees examined several major issues. The Budget Committee held a hearing on the future of Medicaid. The Finance Committee explored biotechnology's role in strengthening the nation's healthcare system. The Judiciary Committee advanced the nomination of Todd Blanche for Attorney General. And a Judiciary Subcommittee examined how artificial intelligence-driven surveillance pricing may affect consumers and competition. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives was not in session. No legislation was debated or passed, no committee hearings were held, and the chamber is scheduled to reconvene later in the week in a pro forma session. Those were the key activities of August 4th, 2026, in the U.S. Congress.
Subscribe to receive daily or rate and review so others can find us as well. Thanks for tuning into the Congressional Record Daily Digest. This has been an ElectraCast media production. Executive producers are Mark Netter and Peter Rafelson. Music by Peter Rafelson. Produced and edited by Nicholas Mrla.